Hey, it's your close personal friend, Lou Brutus from the world famous HardDrive and HardDrive XL. You might remember that in July, I returned as host of Rockfest in Cadott, Wisconsin. It is one of the most amazing music festivals in all of the United States. I was there as stage host, also to interview the bands backstage, and then to rush into the photo pit to get pictures. Anyway, what you're going to see now is a special video compilation of many of the conversations I had with the artist backstage that were then shown on the Jumbotron to everybody at Rockfest. What you're going to see includes conversations with Korn, Corey Taylor, Anthrax, Chevelle, Stain, Saint Asonia, We Came as Romans, and Body Count. Now, if you like what you see, make sure to like and subscribe, or take it from my Piggy D t-shirt. Like and subscribe. Ah. So without further ado, and by the way, thanks, Piggy D. Thank you for the shirt, although I paid for it. Anyway, here I am with Corey Taylor. And we're swaying to the gentle backstage rhythms.
Oh, yes.
As the music world hopefully returns to normal. I'm Lou Brutus, and on my right, your left, a man who needs no introduction. But since I make a rather sizable living doing introductions, I'm going to go ahead and do that introduction anyway.
Sizable.
He is known as CMFT. That's because he's a singer, a performer, an author, an entrepreneur, a raconteur, which leads me to believe the CMFT stands for Corey Multifaceted Taylor.
Well, either that or Certified Marriage and Family Therapist.
My dog is the crazy motherfucking terrier. So, you know, do I have to lease the letter or something like that?
Yeah, I've got a trademark, so you're gonna have to, you know, I get final say on all that stuff.
And
so.
by the way, in case nobody sees, now I'm wearing my Darla the Wonder Dog.
Are you kidding me?
Now he was ready to throw down and laugh at me until he found out his wife wants these done for their dogs.
Yeah.
So I just cost you a few $100 in custom vans.
Once again, thank you so much for that. That's great. So
it's good to see you.
It's good to see you, man.
I think the actual last time I was trying to wrap my pea-sized intellect around it, was it the Iowa State Fair 2 years ago?
Yes.
In the flesh?
Yeah, for the Not Fest, or not Fest, but we just played the fair. But it was our first time like playing that. Yeah, that would have been the last time. Jesus.
Yeah. Well, tell me about how it's gone so far this summer, because you actually started with a series of safer shows, and then things were starting to open up. So
yeah, man. I mean, it's obviously, you know, up until recently, you know, it seemed like everything was kind of balancing out, and we did the social distancing tour. It all went.
I can't
really
get
well.
my shoe back on. I'm trying to get my shoe back on. If I start to fall over, please continue with your finances.
That's okay. That's okay.
Fuck.
And we had a lot of fun, and I mean the shows were great. Everybody was really stoked. Everybody was just so appreciative that we were trying to put something back on, and that we were trying to do something like whether it was safe or no matter what your politics were, everybody was just stoked, and they were on the same page with us, you know, and we had a great time.
Well, I'm glad to see you. Very quickly to wrap up, you had been talking about a second Corey Taylor album, and the Slipknot stuff was all going to be worked in, and there was going to be this melange of music and touring.
Right.
What do you think it's going to be the next 18 months?
I mean,
you don't know
for
yet,
me. No, actually, I'm getting back together with Slipknot. I'm actually doing a 2-week run with the solo band to kind of wrap things up, and then getting back together with the Knot, and that'll probably be about a year or so, something like that, running into 2023. And then after that, my plan is to do CMF2, which we've already got demoed. We've already got the songs are done. We went in and we tracked everything together just to kind of wrap our heads around it. And now it's just a matter of me tweaking everything and making everything, you know, adjusting everything, rewriting stuff, and then we just kind of go from there.
I can't wait, and I'm so glad to see you.
Yeah, you too, man.
Coming up next, CMFT, no, not crazy motherfucking terrier, Corey motherfucking Taylor. Adam and Mike from Asonia are my guests backstage here at Rockfest. Please tell me all about this elaborate rehearsal that you had, your first rehearsal back after a year and a half off.
Well, Mike was not able to come to Canada where the three of us live, so we got together in the dressing room today and ran over stuff. So should be a good one.
We played through it once. I think we got it.
We got it. We got it.
So you have every confidence that you are about to come out and not stink, is what you're telling me.
Absolutely.
Now.
It's not our first rodeo. I mean, we've done it before. You know what I
know.
mean? So hopefully, I mean, actually, the thing is, if everybody does their homework and they show up, you know what you're doing, you come together and it's, it works.
And you, again, I mean, you guys have been around a long time and you've done a lot of great shows. There's got to be a sort of a riding a bicycle sort of thing.
You saying I'm old?
Hey, listen, I've been here as long as you have. So if you're
yeah.
you're old,
So I
I'm
am.
older. So, but again, it's got to be like riding a bicycle. Once you get up there, muscle memory takes over, right?
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, been doing it long enough that, sometimes new songs. And so, I mean, you got to work on those a
It was
little.
actually really fun, though. I mean, the room was smaller than what we're in here. And we were literally like, it was like the old days of like rehearsing in like a small rehearsal spot. It was actually a lot of fun.
Well, I can't wait for you guys to hit. I'm so glad to see you in the flesh. I'm so glad everybody is healthy. Coming up in just a few moments, Saint Asonia here at Rockfest. Backstage at Rockfest, I'm Lou Brutus. Pete and Sam from Chevelle are my guests. It's so nice to see you and have it not be on a computer screen surrounded by Zoom messages.
Yeah, that's nice. It's been a minute, hasn't it?
Honest to God, how does it feel to be out amongst people again?
Kind of weird. Oh,
Yeah.
hey,
Hey, look at that. The service is great here.
Actually, this is the closest we've been to anyone lately.
I just
So-
assumed everyone was just a bobblehead now that we had gone through that whole and we had gotten rid of our bodies and it was just a living skull.
We're all like Jambi the Genie from Pee-wee's Playhouse years ago.
Oh yeah, Makaleka High, Makihani Ho, right? Remember that?
In Jambi's.
Yeah, there you go. Can't believe I knew that.
So how did you guys end up getting prepped for the show? Because, one of the recurring themes in the interviews that I've been having with people is shaking off a bit of rust with many of them.
Horse tranquilizers for me, that really, that's helped shake off a lot of the bones. So my bones are quite brittle now,
gotta
but it was
share.
worth it. Yeah.
You never share anymore.
Yeah, well, it's
Yeah.
hard to get that stuff.
Well, we lost our Monster contract, so we haven't been drinking that lately. Sorry, buddies.
So I am a little tired.
It's black coffee for the lot of you now.
Yeah, we're shaking out the cobwebs, as you can say. This is our third show back, so yesterday was a little bit of eye-opening experience there, wasn't it? Again, it's like each one you're like breaking down those barriers to get back to where you were. So
And crew people, everybody is healthy and happy. Everybody's all right.
you bet. Yeah, so far, right?
Yeah, we during the break, so to speak, that we had them each learn a language. It turns out we should have had them learn all the same language because they can't actually talk to each other. It's really sad, but at least they kept them busy, so that's what's important.
Well, I'm very glad to see you guys in the flesh again, and you've come through apparently with flying colors. I want you to have a great set today, and I'm glad you're back. Chevelle is coming up here at Rockfest. Next up here at Rockfest is Body Count, Ice-T and Ernie C., my guest. T, is it true that the most intelligent, most talented, and best-looking people on this planet are in fact born in Newark, New Jersey?
I believe that. I believe that's a fact. That's been proven many, many times.
It's a fact, and we know it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you guys are no strangers to, well,
Yeah, this guy's from Chicago or Detroit or some weird place.
Ernie, we had to cut you out of that one. I'm sorry. But if you would both please tell me about the Grammy Award experience for this year. You're no stranger to the Grammys, but this year.
Yes, we are. It's a whole new thing.
Tell me about this year.
Well, we got nominated. That was
We got nominated for Black
yeah.
Hoodie a couple of years ago.
and we thought we were going to win that. We were so
We went and we performed, and we after we performed, they moved us around the back of the curtain.
And the
They
Grammys-
had us standing there, and they had a camera on us, and they said, the winner, Mastodon. And
We're
then
like-
the guy took the camera.
oh, yeah, disappeared. The Grammys were right there.
Left us, we couldn't touch it, and that was it. So then we got nominated again, and we just knew there was no way in hell we were going to win, and we won. And I'm like this with awards. We're like, forget awards, F awards, da da da. I'm nominated.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what happens.
Right.
So,
Right.
So that's how we played it. But actually, winning it was a great thing. It's a great honor.
After 30 years, you
yeah,
know.
get some type of accolade, whatever it is. It's great.
One last question. Does it seem like 30 years?
Yes.
Yeah, it does.
Every day.
Yeah, because we've gone through so many changes and ups and downs and ins and outs and lefts and rights.
Lost so many band members and stopped the band and started it again and stopped it and started it again. So yeah, it feels like 30 years.
Yes, feels like
Well, I'm so glad to see you guys, and I'm so glad that you're back out amongst people. Same thing for myself. Body Count about to hit the stage here at Rockfest. Ernie C, Ice-T.
See you in the pit.
One of the great things about us being able to get together at a rock festival again is that this event coincides with an incredible anniversary, and that is the fact that one of the great bands of all time, Anthrax, celebrates their 40th anniversary this weekend. The guys join me right now. Scott, you got the microphone. You go first. With all of these people who are out there who have been following you for a long time, what do you want to tell them before you start?
What's up, Rockfest? Are you ready?
Yeah!
Well, we're almost ready. We have to actually just talk and do things first. What was the question? Sorry. I was very excited about talking to the audience.
I know. What do you want to tell the audience about 40 years of Anthrax?
Long
time, right?
That's a real long time. It is. 40 years, and look at us. We're on the Jumbotron. We finally made it. The last time we were here, we were just on like this little, like a big screen TV they put us on. Now we made it to the Jumbotron.
And it's
40 years!
And it's a thin Jumbotron, and you're there. You've made it. The moment has
for real.
arrived.
It means everything. It's a trip to think that, 40 years, to put that in any kind of real perspective, it's hard to do, I think, we've been marking our lives. We mark time by albums and tours and all that. And when I think about it that way, it always keeps the past very close because we're going to be playing songs tonight, from 1985, 1986. So for me, it never really feels like a long time.
Anybody else want to add anything? Who wants to jump in?
I'd like everybody to know that we are registered at Bed Bath & Beyond, Target, and Sweetwater. So if you want to send us 40th anniversary gifts, that's where you go.
Sweetwater would actually be the real one that you'd want to get stuff from.
That's why I said it.
Personally, I'm B&H Video because those guys, they got the stuff.
We accept HBO Max and all of those. Anyway, we're going to rock tonight, right?
I hope so. That's up to you. That's all in your court.
Oh,
but,
of course, yeah.
Listen.
It's been a long time since we played, so we're really looking forward to this tonight. So everybody out there, get it going!
I've got some stats. It's 607 days since the last time Anthrax played a show. 607 days since the last show, the For Old Kings tour, which was November 15th, 2019 at Mohegan Sun in Connecticut. So you got a lot to live up to out there, people. 607 days. You better fucking go nuts.
Anthrax is now! Yeah, next up here at Rockfest is Stained. Mike Mushok, who is pulling double duty today, is joining me again. How many of these shows have you done prior to this where you've played with both Saint Asonia and Stained?
This is actually my first attempt at this. Before everything got shut down, there was, actually I think this was one of them that was on the schedule. But there were a few more on that I was going to do both. So this is the first time doing it.
Is there anything extra that you have to do to prepare, or once you're up and running, you're pretty much ready to go?
Just try to remember the songs and not get confused.
Do you ever have a meltdown on stage, like a Spinal Tapian moment, like, oh, what am I doing? Oh, crap, where are we?
Totally. And it's so funny. Like if you go into a chorus and you're like, what's the next chord? What's the next? And you literally just can't think about it and you just go to it. You're like, oh, okay, there it is. Well, hopefully you go to it.
And are there any sort of nightmares that musicians have about I can't remember something, or you walk out on stage naked, or do you have any kind of things like that?
It's funny. We were staying rehearsed before this, and we were playing Not Again, and I I couldn't remember I just stopped playing. I couldn't remember the pre-chorus. Like I said, what is that? Like, oh, there it is. Yeah.
Well, I can understand it because you've only played it live, a couple thousand times. So, that's understandable.
No, I mean, if it was Mud Shovel or It's Been a While, then I could, you know what I mean? There's no excuse for that one, but yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's been a while. Well, listen, it's great to see you. Mike Mushock, Stained is coming up next here at Rockfest. Hey, We Came as Romans is coming up on stage in just a minute. We are backstage now, and I would be very curious to hear how you guys got new music done during the course of what I call the recent unpleasantness.
You got to do what you got to do, man. Yeah, we went out to LA and used our time off touring as wisely as we could. Our first record we had forever to write, and then this record we also had a huge amount of time to write it as well, as we weren't touring or doing anything else. So we used our time really well and made something pretty awesome.
And again, normally you would have been on the road trying to get a record done. This time around, it was like, hey, fellas, I think we're home for a while. Now, are you like a lot of artists that I've been speaking to this weekend who have come away from the last year and a half with like 2-3 albums worth of stuff? Or
a lot of songs, but
a lot of songs. One album, but a lot of songs were written, and then we just cut a lot of songs in order to make one just cohesive album.
Excellent. And tell me about gearing up for live performances again, too.
I don't know if you remember how to do this. It's been so long. That's been the joke all day. I'm like, do you guys remember how to do this? No, honestly, we had to start practicing a lot earlier for this one than we normally would have, because it's been, over a year since we've played, besides our live streams. So usually it's only like a couple months in between tours, or if even. This time it was, 9-10 months, whatever it was.
16. Yeah, we missed a few.
And then we had the live stream too. Like we had,
yeah.
But still, it was a long chunk of time that we didn't get to play together, so we had to practice our asses off.
Yeah. And as good as the live streams were, there's going to be something here today they call People. There's going to be a crowd here. And I'm just really glad to see you guys again, and I'm glad everybody came through. Looks like relatively healthy and good. And We Came as Romans coming up next year at Rockfest. It's your friend and humble narrator, Lou Brutus, here with my close personal friends, Monkey and Head of Korn. I am so glad to see you. How have you been through it all?
We're so good. How long have we known you? Like 2 years, 3 years?
Dude, put like a 0 on the end of those.
There you go. 20 or 30 years we've known you.
Honest to God.
Yeah, man.
25. When did you start?
I started in radio as an intern in January of 81 at WMMR in Philly, got hired professionally January of 84, quit college and ain't never looked back.
We probably met you in 95.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
we
God,
did.
yeah.
We did.
Oh,
Our first
absolutely.
trip to New York, we met you.
Yeah, me and Roxy.
Yep.
And again, the syndicated show celebrating its 25th anniversary just a couple of weeks ago. It was 4th of July, and we got on the bus with you guys from the very beginning.
Right.
I'm just glad we're all here. Honestly, and I'm not trying to be funny or snarky or anything. After all the ups and downs you guys have had, I've had, rock and roll has had, the world has had, I'm just glad we're all here talking about music and you guys are back to playing. It gives me great happiness.
My God. You know what? Having something taken away from you, you appreciate it a lot more.
Yep.
When you get it back.
And tell me about working the bugs out in the first couple of shows, because you guys are touring beasts, but rust can settle in after a year and a half.
I mean, we did a live stream, in between, which kept
is brilliant, by the way.
Thank you. We worked really hard on it, but it was kind of tough to do. But it was more like TV too, so we could stop and redo a couple things. It was supposed to be live. Yeah. But I mean, it's still, even though we had that, we had to come in, do rehearsals, get ready. We rehearsed, and then we did a dress rehearsal with the lights and sound, and then when we played last night, that was the real rehearsal.
Yep. The live show is the real rehearsal. We had to dust off those cobwebs, but we're pro. We've been doing it so long. It's it's like riding a bike.
Again, I meant what I said. I love you guys. I'm so glad to see you again. I hope you and yours are all well, and kick ass tonight.
Thank you very much. Can't wait.
Thank you.
Monkey, Head, Korn. They're coming up next year at Rockfest.